What it do, bedtime crew? Hey man, listen. A lot of you guys have been asking me for my reaction to what got announced while I was asleep yesterday, and today I'm here to talk about it. Now you can hear the tone of my voice. I'm not happy about this because my favorite fighter ever, Nick Diaz, is back, and he's fighting Vicente Luque in a 5-round fight in 2024. Okay. Also on the card, Cheeto Vera's on this fucking thing, so now I gotta watch this bozo fight. And Tony Ferguson is back and he's fighting fucking Michael Chiesa. Now I'm gonna give you guys my reaction to all these fights, early kind of predictions, early thoughts on the matchups, and just ask the question, what the fuck are we doing? This is without hyperbole one of the most cooked set of fights I've ever seen added to a card. This is gonna be the most depressing event of all time, especially for these Dagestani haters as well, on top of the usual, like, I feel like most MMA fans, right? We don't want to see Tony lose. We don't want to see Nick Diaz lose, right? I feel like there's a possibility here of seeing Tony Ferguson get fucking ragdolled, see Nick Diaz get chinned, and then in the main event, you're gonna see fucking Umar Nurmagomedov beat up Corey Sandhagen for 5 rounds, or win a submission in round 3 or some shit. I feel like this could be one of the most cooked main cards ever. It is big fights. It is interesting to see, but man, this is approaching Celtic Shaq level of washed all over the card. We've got Chiesa versus Tony Ferguson having a mid-off. We've got Vicente Luque versus Nick Diaz, dude. I'm going to talk about this fight first. All right, this is my first, kind of thoughts on the matchup being put out into the world. I haven't really thought about it much until today. Both of these guys are washed, and let me preface what I'm about to say with this. I'm the biggest Nick Diaz fan on MMA YouTube. I feel like I am. I love Nick Diaz. He's my favorite fighter ever. If I met Nick Diaz, I would literally cry. Okay? Here's a video of me doing a Nick Diaz impression in my last fight. Okay, dude, I'll put it on the fucking screen right now. I fucking love Nick Diaz, dude. This is my guy. And I'm almost so much of a fan that I gaslit myself into being like, hold on a second, Nick Diaz is kind of in good shape right now. When this got announced, I was like, wait a second, Nick Diaz is in good shape, dude. I'm seeing videos of the guy. I'm seeing pictures of the guy. He's kind of fit right now, dude. He might win this. And then I remembered Vicente Luque is fucking ranked in the UFC and won a fight in the past however many years. Nick Diaz hasn't won a fight since 2011. Oh my god, bro. Why is he doing this, Dana? Why are you doing this to my guy? Because this is the problem here, dude. Vicente Luque is washed. He looked like shit against Joaquin Buckley. But Nick Diaz looked like shit against Robbie Lawler, bro. Against Robbie Lawler. And they booked this fight on the same night as Tony Ferguson instead of doing Nick Diaz versus Tony Ferguson. Why? Why? I want to know. Please, somebody in the comments tell me. Because the thing about matchups like this, most reasonable, logical, capable of forming a thought human beings are like, oh, why aren't they doing Nick versus Tony? This is bad matchmaking. This is going to be depressing. But then there's these bots that are like, these are actually good fights, dude. If you think about it realistically, please tell me why we are not doing Nick versus Tony. And if you want Chiesa to stay in, in a big name, why not just do Luque versus Chiesa too? Why not? Why not, dude? Chiesa was winning the first fight anyways. Why not, dude? So, as for my thoughts on Nick Diaz versus Vicente Luque, do I think there's a possibility? Oh, he's 41. Oh my god. I was gonna say, you know what, dude? 5 rounds. Luque's scared to strike now in 2024. He's more of a grappler. Could Nick Diaz drag this into the later rounds and get a submission victory or win a close decision? Maybe. But dude, I'm looking at these predictions. First of all, who the fuck is picking Nick Diaz by KO? Have you ever watched a Nick Diaz fight? Do you seriously think that this guy is going to KO Vicente Luque? If Nick Diaz wins this fight, first of all, I'm going to do a backflip. I'm going to shave my head. I'm going to do a backflip like Michael Chandler. I might adopt some kids, dude. I might go full Chandler. I'm going to be in such a good mood, bro. I'm going to be feeling so generous. I'm going to start giving away Rolexes on my fucking Instagram if Nick Diaz wins this. But dude, if he wins, it is 110% going to be by late rounds decision. He will walk down Vicente Luque, beat him up to the body, make him quit, jump on his neck, tap him out or get a fucking armbar or some nasty shit on the ground. And if Luque wins, which is probably what's gonna happen, dude, he's gonna chew up Nick Diaz with calf kicks. And then he's gonna land like a check left hook, or he's gonna fucking catch him with a big right hand and sit him down, and that's gonna be it. He's gonna follow up with ground and pound. I really don't want to see this fight, bro. I am praying. I try not to, you know, bring politics, religion onto the channel. I am praying Luque pulls out of this fight, dude, and we get Diaz versus Tony. I'm praying, bro. I wouldn't even be mad at Diaz versus Chiesa. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna talk about that now. Tony Ferguson versus fucking Michael Chiesa. Obviously, I think... I'm sorry, I just completely fucking brain froze there. Obviously, I'm picking Michael Chiesa. Alright, dude? But when I say I would rather see Nick Diaz versus Michael Chiesa, here's why. Because Chiesa's not capable of hurting another human being. Who has Michael Chiesa ever punched in the face hard in a UFC fight? Nobody. This guy literally refuses to do damage. He's trying to take you down and submit you. So, listen, I'm not too worried for Tony Ferguson. I'm going to be honest here. Maybe a hot take here. I don't really give a fuck, dude. Like, Tony Ferguson is a lost cause. You know, Nick Diaz, he doesn't have to do this. Tony Ferguson's already cooked. Nick Diaz still has some sort of legacy, some sort of aura, right? Tony Ferguson, it's over for you, bro. It's done, man. And at least what I can say about this, he's not going to get hurt in this fight. You know? I don't think he has a single chance to win this fight. I'm going to be completely honest here. I hate doing that on my videos, but I'm going to be real with you guys. If you seriously think Tony Ferguson has a chance to win this fight, I've seen people being like, oh, Tony by round 2 sub. If you think about it, dude, he is not subbing Michael Chiesa. He ain't doing shit. Bro literally has zero fucking, like anything in the fight, bro. Like, what the fuck is he gonna do? He does nothing. He just stands around and gets beat up for 5 rounds or 3 rounds. That's all he does. He's not winning this fight. Okay, I swear to God, let me see if anybody's picking him in this fucking shit. Oh shit, sorry, I closed the tab, my fault. I'll edit that out. Is anybody picking him? Okay, 0 predictions have been made. That's good. I was gonna say, bro, if you're picking Tony Ferguson, hang it up. You're actually fucking cooked. All right, Michael Chiesa's gonna ragdoll him. He's gonna lay on him. He's probably gonna find some sort of nasty submission that Tony Ferguson won't tap to, like a Kimura or a fucking head arm choke or some shit. I don't know. He could choke him out, but I think he's gonna win a boring decision and just lay on him. He's too big for Tony Ferguson. And yeah, he's not going to do any damage at least, which is good. But yeah, Tony Ferguson, bro, what the fuck are you doing, man? What the fuck are you doing, man? If he turned down Nick Diaz to fight Michael Chiesa, he's actually done for, bro. But yeah, if I had to say what matchups it should be, everyone's agreeing with me. It should be Luque versus, what's his name? Michael Chiesa. And it should be Tony versus Nick. But instead, we're going to get Michael Chiesa ragdolling Tony Ferguson. I have to sit through this guy pretending he's a fucking... You know, this guy's going to fucking pretend he's going on another title run. He's going to call out fucking Neil Magny again. And I have to watch Tony Ferguson get fucking bodied for another 3 rounds. It's going to be so depressing, cunt. It's going to be this shit. And then, for 5 fucking rounds, it's going to be Nick Diaz just fucking trying to figure something out while he just gets banged up by Vicente Luque and washed Luque. Washed Luque as well. It's not even like prime Luque. This is like the worst version of Luque we've seen in ever in the UFC. And I still feel like he's gonna do terrible things to my boy Nick Diaz. And I'm praying that he doesn't. I'm praying he loses. I like Luque, I really do, but I'm praying that Nick Diaz wins this, but he's not going to, man. But yeah, those are my reactions to those 2 fights that everyone wants to hear me talk about, especially Nick Diaz. Like I said, I'm a huge fan, bro. So this shit hurt my soul to see, man. Next fight I'll talk about, I guess I'll just talk about the rest of the card. I like Cheeto versus Figueiredo. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God. If I open this card, bro, and the thing is, in Australian time, this is going to be like 5 in the morning for me. If I wake up and Tony Ferguson has been suplexed into the fucking canvas for 15 minutes and got 30-20 forward by Chiesa, and Mackenzie Dern loses, and then Cheeto Vera fluke KOs Figueiredo, and then Luque check left hooks Nick Diaz out cold into the canvas, and then fucking Umar Nurmagomedov wins a robbery decision against Corey Sandhagen. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something, bro. All right, I'm gonna freak out, bro. I'm gonna break my monitor. I swear to God, I'm gonna break my monitor, bro. I will freak the fuck out if that shit happens, dude. Yeah, the Marlon Vera Figueiredo, I like that matchup. I do think it's actually more interesting than most people would probably think. I am leaning Figueiredo, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm extremely biased. And yeah, this taxi driver is fighting Alonso Menifield as well. But yeah, these are my thoughts on the matchups, man. Obviously, I'm agreeing with all you guys. I think it should be Tony versus Nick. I think that's a way better matchup. And honestly, I think Nick Diaz would win that. That's the thing. I don't think Nick Diaz is completely fucking cooked because he is looking in better shape. Like, you can say what you want about him. He is looking in much better shape, much better condition. I like that it's at 170. When he fought Robbie Lawler, he was arguing with his management. He basically didn't want to do the fight. He was openly drinking and not training hard for the fight. That's why it got changed to middleweight the week of the fight. Whereas if he locks in, if he shows up at welterweight and he's in good shape, I do think he has enough skills to beat a guy like Tony Ferguson. I even, maybe controversially, I do think him versus Michael Chiesa would be competitive. Like that, like I genuinely think him versus Chiesa would be a competitive fucking fight. But instead, they're feeding this guy to fucking Vicente Luque because he probably, I know Nick Diaz. He probably got in the fucking meeting room and they're like, Nick, we want to do you versus Tony Ferguson. We want to get you a Legends run. And Nick was probably like, I like it. Yeah, I want to fight. I want to fight Jake Paul. I want to fight Francis Ngannou. Like I want to just leave the UFC personally. I don't even fucking want to do all this. I want to fight I want to fight Mike Tyson next. You know what I'm saying? Why can't I fight fucking Mike Tyson? And they'll probably, fuck this. Just give him Luque. Let's get this guy out of here. And Tony Ferguson's gonna get fucking ragdolled by Michael Chiesa. But let me know what you guys think down below. What do you think of this card? Are you excited for these fights? Are you worried? Are you preying on the pullouts of Chiesa and Luque? Who do you think would win, Tony Ferguson or Nick Diaz? Let me know in the comments down below, boys. 1 like equals 1 prayer for me having to watch my boy Nick Diaz fight Luque. And yeah, man, if you guys are enjoying the video, subscribe to the channel, especially for my post-fight reaction to UFC 302. I'm going to be dropping that immediately after the fights, and immediately, bro. I'm telling you, dude, you got to be ready for that shit. And yeah, go follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well, at Bedtime MMA. See you guys in the next video, man. Goodbye.